This is just a tour of Nexus Spaces. So this is the internal app I'm working on for myself to work with some of the data from my FileMaker database. And I'm starting with tasks. Next up will be notes. So this first window, this is basically all the lists of things I have. So each of these is a list of tasks that I'm working on, and each of those tasks can have different dates and statuses and stuff like that. I can't show you all of them because there's a lot of private data there, but some of the stuff in this column I can kind of show off. So I'm using the task manager to build this. So I figured add one for Nexus Spaces, which is what the app is called. You can see all the stuff that I've done in here so far. And so essentially I can click on one of these. It'll open that task list in a new window. I've got a little tab control to go by status. And then from here, the list view, basically I can add a list, add a new task. I can refresh the list. I can navigate to one of them to edit the details. And I've got just some basic stuff set up here. So I've got, a text field at the top, status at the top, so I can quickly change the status. I'm still working on that control. Got a text field for the description. The collection opens up the same view as over here, only in this case, I'm just using it as a picker. And it lets me kind of keep a spatial map of where everything belongs in that grid, so I'm not constantly scrolling up and down a list. The dates, I have some presets. So I have like today, tomorrow, Saturday, or Monday. Those are kind of my preset values. And then I have the actual date picker if I want to set a specific date. And a little button to clear that out. And time picker, I've got some presets of 5 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 5 p.m. And again, the regular time picker and a way to clear that out. Then a notes field and a delete button at the bottom. And I'm not going to edit anything with this one. What else can I tell you about this? So I will typically open my inbox over here, and then maybe my today list over here. I'm kind of working out of those two throughout the day, and then opening ad hoc projects along the way. So I'm working on Nexus Spaces today. We can look at the ones I did today. So I added a way to quickly add records from the collection view. So I can do that right here. I can make a new record. It uses that same form. I'm not going to save anything for that one. I also added a way to add a new record from a list. So when I add one from over here, you can see the collection is automatically set to inbox. But when I add one from over here, the collection is set to whatever list I came from. And then it's actually kind of cool if I do that. I actually have a callback on this list that I'm passing to that new window. So I can say, when I add a new task, let's give this this text field still. It kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Let's just make a sample value, save this, and then this list refreshes automatically for us. So basically that did a round trip to the server and back to create the record, and then this list just refreshed the records for it. Another cool feature would be debouncing. I have it turned off for the demo, but if I turn it on, when I go to here, when I edit these things, you'll see a little spinner at the top. And basically any edits I do while that is spinning, none of those are sent to the server until that timer runs out. It's just a little debouncing thing that I added so that when I'm making 4 or 5 changes to a single task, I'm not hammering the server with multiple requests. I kind of wait until I'm done with the edits and then send them all at once. And yeah, that's kind of it for the 2D interface for right now. There's more to do to get the notes up and running. The text editors and text fields aren't very good in SwiftUI and visionOS. There's a lot of work I need to do there. The next thing I would probably work on is drag and drop between these individual cards. So if I opened, say, Project Graveyard and Nexus Spaces, and I want to be able to drag stuff from the inbox over to these lists, that could be really cool. I would also like to be able to drag from the inbox or from any list directly onto one of these lists without actually opening that list. So that would be another feature to work on. And then from there, probably a way to open an individual project with all 4 of these showing side by side. So probably as an immersive space, I wouldn't be able to use actual windows, but you could use the same view. Just show 4 of those side by side, maybe with the optional notes with it as well. So just have kind of like a project space that I can step into and get an overview of everything in one place. What else is on my to-do list? I've got, that's just a sample thing. I've got some counts I could add to today and the inbox. I've got a jokey idea to do kind of like a sitcom credit rolling scene for my task list at the end of the day. There's a flex list I could build. That's a feature I use in my database for basically tasks that I can do today but aren't necessary to do on any given time frame. Add some error checking when the API request fails. I would like to rotate this icon. This is supposed to be the back burner icon, but I can't seem to rotate it correctly in the tab control. It'll rotate everywhere else, but I either need to manually rotate it or just make a new icon. But yeah, that's just kind of a rambling tour of Nexus Spaces. And yeah, let me know what you think.